Well, now to our top story. Canutillo ISD, another school district here in the borderland, dealing with its own multi-million-dollar budget deficit for the current fiscal year. In a letter sent out last week by Superintendent Pedro Galaviz, he highlighted the district's financial challenges.
It is still unclear how much of a budget deficit Canutillo ISD is in. However, district officials tell us nothing is off the table when it comes to finding a solution to the district's budget issues. Our KTSM 9 News reporter Diana Castillo brings us more from district officials.
Schools closing permanently, teachers and staff being let go. These are just some of the measures that some school districts in the borderland have had to take recently due to budget shortfalls. Solutions Canutillo ISD may now have to consider.
So we are seeing, our budgets really shrink, and we're having to deal with that. Unfortunately, that means we have to tighten our belts in a way that is more than needed. We're having to discuss cost-saving measures that are a little bit painful, and we're about to have some very difficult conversations.
This wouldn't be the first time Canutillo ISD has had those difficult conversations. Last year, they let go of some of its staff to deal with a $6 million deficit. This time around, no solutions have been set in stone. District officials add that their current financial situation is dire, stating that state funding is one of the reasons.
The per student allotment that the state sends school districts has not increased since 2019. Think of everything that has happened since 2019. COVID, inflation, rising costs. All this is being funded through the same formula, and the state has refused, even though it has billions of dollars in surplus money, has refused to increase that formula.
Last year, voters approved over $3 million in bonds, which is slated for major projects like rebuilding and relocating some of its district schools. Now, while that money cannot be used for anything else, officials say it does add a glimmer of hope.
We cannot take that money and say, okay, we're going to cover whatever deficit we have. That would be illegal. That would be illegal. That money must be used for what the voters voted for, and that's what we're doing. Now, that money and those funds will help us in the long run stabilize our enrollment and really deal with this budget deficit. But it will take some time. It takes time to build schools.
CISD is set to have a board meeting next Tuesday, March 4th, to discuss the district's financial situation and possible solutions.
Well, as always, we're going to be there to bring you the latest on air and online at KTSM.com.